This channel supports Extra Life and is a proud member of Team BJO. For more information on how you can support our efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network, please go to this video's description and click the links to find out more on how to donate and support the cause. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and shout out to Markel the Great for tweeting about going to a strip club tonight. The shit is like hilarious because I've been talking about bringing back the series, and I decided, like, once I saw his story about what he was doing up in the strip club, I was like, you know what? The rebirth needs to happen tonight, even though I'm drunk as hell at the time. Actually, it probably will be better that I'm drunk as hell when doing these because it'll make the story more colorful. So, long story short, a couple of years ago, I used to do a series called Strip Club Tales, where I would talk about my experiences with going to strip clubs. It was something that I posted late at night, for mature audience, of course. And eventually I ran out of stories, or maybe I just couldn't think of any more, but I stopped doing it. Either way, after I stopped doing it a couple of years down the road, I deleted all the videos, really, because at the time I had so many YouTube videos up. I think I had like 2,000 YouTube videos. I mean, hell, at this moment I have over 1,000, and I need to like start purging. In fact, I've already decided I'm going to purge a lot of my videos up until this current year as I'm refreshing my YouTube thing because of the changes that they've made. Just going to go ahead, hit the reset button, start having fun with it, and just doing the things I used to do, like these tales. That's why I'm bringing these tales back for you guys. For some of you guys who may have never heard them before, hopefully you enjoy them. For some of you who've heard them before but may have forgot, hopefully you'll still enjoy them as well. So, without further ado, here we go. So the first strip club tales, I feel like I'm going to start off the way I did the last time, which is the first time I've ever been to a strip club. So, now I wasn't like most people. I didn't start off extra young going to strip clubs. I don't know why. I can't even think of why I didn't actually go to strip clubs, because my best friend, he had always gone to strip clubs for, as long as I can remember, since we both got out of high school, because he had friends who would go, but I didn't really know a lot of people who would go. Well, at the time I was, I want to say I just turned 22, I just turned 23, one of the two. And so he decided, yo, it's your birthday, you've never been to a strip club, I need to take you to a strip club, my dude. Like, dude, you need to go, you need to hang out, have some fun, let's go see some, let's go see some titties, some ass, blah 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 blah, go ahead and have fun. And I was like, sure, I like titties, I like ass, I love the ladies, let's go. And it's just weird because it's like, why haven't you ever tried to find a way to go? But I don't know, it was just something I'd never done before. But hey, it is what it is. So we end up going, and was it the greatest experience in the world? Nah, it wasn't. The reason I say so is because, god damn it, the places that he took me, it just wasn't the best. So let's just start from the beginning. So we decided to go the weekend after my birthday, because my birthday fell on a weekday. Boom, cool. Alright, let's go. So he's talking up the spot. He was like, I know exactly where I'm going to take you. We're going to start the night off right. He's hyping the shit out of it. It's going to be awesome. We're going to go. You're going to love this place. I just was here like a couple of weeks ago. My boy took me. It was awesome. The girls were just like so dope. You're going to love this place. So we get to the place, and I shit you not, This place, first of all, it's a liquor store. It's a fucking liquor. Like, I'm not kidding. It's a complete whole ass fucking liquor store, in which, basically what you would do is you go in and you talk to one of the people at the counter, and this person at the counter will then they would then proceed to walk you back to what would basically look like a fucking storage room to the liquor store, like where they would keep all the alcohol, right? It's like the door just looks like you're about to go into the cellar. But in reality, you were going into the club itself. I mean, I shit you not, it was like being in a 1920s speakeasy, for real. Because as soon as you open the door and you walk through, you would pass a couple of boxes of liquor, but walk through the second door after the bouncer. Yes, there was a bouncer in the fucking storeroom who patted you down. And then he opens the door, boom, strip club. With its own bar at that. Which, wild as fuck. So it was already like a weird experience to begin with. Now, second part that made this like crazy was, first of all, it was like what, $4 or $8 to get in. And if anybody's ever been to a strip club, $4 or $8 to get to a strip club, that sounds suspect, don't it? Most strip clubs are gonna cost you about 20, maybe 10. Like there was this one place that was like, it was 10, but you were required to buy a drink. So you pay 10 at the door, you get a drink, which was, of course was going to be around $10. Boom, you spent $20, which is all standard fare. Even for back in the 90s, it was like that. So, you know, to know that this shit was less than $10, like, first of all, something's going on. So we get in there, and these wonderful girls that he was talking about, I don't know where the fuck they were, but none of these chicks were wonderful. It was a bunch of crackheads up there twerking on stage. I kid you not. One lady, she looked like, oh my god. She looked like fucking, what was the name of the character? Was it Ursula? She kind of reminded you of that thing from The Little Mermaid. Look up the bad guy, the villain on Little Mermaid. The only difference was she didn't have tentacles, but she was built like her. And again, anybody who knows me knows I'm not against big girls, but if you know the character I'm talking about, she was not proportioned well. She just looked disgusting. And this is how this chick looked. She looked disgusting. And it was nasty because she was the first girl ever to come up to me in the strip club and ask me if I wanted a lap dance. And I was like, no. And my best friend is just sitting there. He's kind of like looking, he's halfway between like, oh shit, this is funny, but at the same time, oh shit, I done fucked up. Because this is Mike's first experience with the strip club. And I done got him in this mess. There was another lady, she looked like somebody's grandma in a G-string. It was just disgusting. Like, seriously, I've never seen a woman in a G-string where the G-string sagged as much as she did. It was that bad. So, this was like 10 minutes. This was within 10 minutes. And he was like, yo, you want to stay here? And I was like, no. I'm done. Let's go. He's like, all right, man. I'll make it up to you. So this is when we decided to head. This was a club like on the outskirts of Washington D.C. So we decided to go into the city. Now the place we went to next was in the city, and it was close to where my grandmother lived. God rest her soul. At the time. So I kind of felt a little bad because I hadn't seen my grandmother in a few weeks. And it's like, yo, I'm literally 5 minutes away from you, Grandma. But the place I'm at is kind of dirty. And dirty it was, because it was, again, a rundown place. It wasn't in the back of a liquor store, thank God. It was next to a liquor store, but it was in the back of a liquor store. It was his own club. but it was like one of those hood clubs, like, you know, in the middle of a neighborhood, just randomly stuck in between like a convenience store and a liquor store. I'm across from some, like, you know, project apartments type shit. Well, no, there were project apartments. I don't know what was across the street at the time. Either way, it was not in the most pristine location. It was in the hood. It didn't look great, but, you know, having been to many strip clubs back then, you know, looking back, looks can be deceiving. Strip club can look like it's run down on the outside, or even somewhat in the inside, but it can be a great experience. And some of you fellas know what I'm talking about, especially if you live in the DC area. Especially if you lived in the DC area back in the fucking like 90s, early 90s. But anyway, so we're in there. I was like, okay, this seems like it's gonna be better. Well, the first girl to come out, she was cute, I have to admit, and her body was cool. But here's the problem: her stomach. See, the thing about her stomach, and again, am I against big girls? No, but she looked literally like she just had her baby that morning. And fellas, if you have kids and you got a girl who's had a baby, you know what that afterbirth stomach looks like. Now, I don't have any kids, but it didn't take me, you know, long to point that out and figure it out, especially with the look on my best friend's face when he saw her. And again, he had that mortified / amused thing, like, oh shit, this is just wild. What the fuck is going on? This is fucked up, but goddamn, it's funny. Like, she had that pudding belly type where you could still see this like cottage cheese type of look from like, I just had a baby, and my shit's not settled yet, but fuck it. Now that I just had this baby, I need to make that money for that Infamil and shit like that, so I'm out here twerking. That was what she was up to, and it was just not appealing. So of course, 20 minutes in, he's like, alright, we're gonna go someplace else. Thankfully, third time was the charm, as he finally took me to a place that's very familiar around here, at least back in the day. I don't know how it is now, but back in the day, it was cool. They called it the Penthouse back then. Now, I think it's just called the House. Because I honestly, if I can remember the story correct, I believe that the owner of Penthouse magazine, Larry, whatever his name is, whoever was in charge at the time, actually, I believe, sent a cease and desist order to them, or threatened to. I think the story was they threatened to sue them for using that name. That's when they changed it to the House or whatever. But back then it was the Penthouse, and it was cool. Again, decor wise, you know, not the best, but you know, the girls were like sexy. Most of them were honestly Howard University students, like just paying their tuition. But they looked good. They were good dancers. That was the place where you had to like pay 10 to get in, but get a drink or something like that. Or was it just you bought a drink and that was how you got in? Something like that. I forget. It's been so long, y'all. This was like fucking 90. I want to say 96. So yeah, it's been a minute. Anyway, so it was cool. It sort of kind of made up for the night, and then we went to a couple of more places that were okay. And that would start our whole tradition of once every month or two, we would hook up, you know, on our days off, and we would go on like a strip club tour, so to speak, where we would hit a few spots in one night, like at least 3, if not 5, just like rotating randomly around the DC area, going to strip clubs and having wild adventures, crazy stories, which is what the basis of this whole series is going to be. So keep a lookout. for more stories like this, some that's even more bizarre and strange. I mean, there were points where it got really, really wild and out of, just like out of nowhere shit happening all the time. Some serious, some not so serious, some comical, some not so comical. It was just all over the board. But we had, overall, we had a good time. And hey, I have these stories to tell you guys, so keep on the lookout for these as time goes on. Anyway, hopefully you stayed through this and you enjoyed the story. Again, keep on the lookout for more. Now, I'm going to sign off, take my drunk ass to bed, so as always, hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out, y'all. Deuces.